Hey, what's happening guys? This is KMC and this is how to build the Simpsons house. So I'm going to build my frame for the door just to make it easier on myself, and I'm using brown wool and I'm just going to build 3 high, put in orange clay just at one side, and then I come across the top and then place my 2 brown wool on top. That's basically just so I could find out where my windows are, so I'm going to place pink wool and I'm going to run that across for 12 on the right hand side, and then I'm going to run across to the other side and I'm going to place 15. Now to find out where your windows are, I come across 4 blocks from the door frame, and then on my 5th block I will use a spruce slab, and I'm going to come across to the 5th one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on my 5th one I'm going to place it, and I'm going to do it 2 out and then 3 out for 4 rows, and then back in for 2 again. And then I'm going to place glass blocks all around the edges, and I'm going to do that 3 high. And then on top of that I'm going to place my spruce stairs facing the way that literally just face towards the windows themselves. And then in between all them windows I'm just going to fill in the gaps with spruce planks. And then we're going to do the same over this side, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on our 5th place a spruce slab, 1, 2 out, and then for 4 we're going to come out 3. And then we're going to place 2. And then the same with our glass blocks all around the edges, and then we're just going to build them up 3 high. And then we're going to take our spruce stairs and do exactly the same all the way around the edges, and then fill in the gaps with our spruce planks. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to build up around the windows just so I can finish off the bay windows, and it gives me some insight as to the front of the house and the frame. So after going 4 up from the very bottom, I'm going to drag it all the way across. Oh, 4 up from the bottom layer, sorry. And then I'm going to go across again on the tops, just so I can place the tops of these bay windows with my steps. So 1 in from the steps we've already placed, we're going to go 1 in, place it all the way around the inside edge of all the stairs that are existing, and then we're going to fill in the gap with spruce wood, and then we're just going to put 2 slabs, and that's 1 bay complete. And then the same over here, we're just going to place them around the insides of our last place steps, and then fill in the gap and place our spruce slabs on top. And now we're just going to fill in all of our gaps around the windows and the door, and that basically is our front wall, just to give some perspective of what we're doing inside. So guys, I have to apologise for how slow I can be on this. It was a massive pain trying to get back from one map to see where my rooms and lines are, all my border lines, and then come back and do it on here. So I do apologise, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to get it right so we got all the rooms and the walls in the right places. So guys, I'm going to start on the garage side. So on our far right hand side we're going to come out 1, And we're just going to place a block on the outside, and I'm going to do that for 5 blocks. Damn sheep. And we're going to double layer that for the final 2 blocks on that row. And then we're going to leave a gap of 7. And then we're going to do a double again, only for the 2 blocks. Now I use light blue stained clay, it's obviously down to preference, and I'm going to do that 3 rows up. Now as I turn around, including the 2 blocks at the front, this row should be 31 long. Now guys, I have to apologise, I did say I am a little bit slow in the video, purely because I've made so many mistakes and having to jump back and forth on the map trying to work out my own. You will notice that I've left some wall markers down in the floor. That's mainly, but I still had to count anyway. So now we're going to spin around, and including that block on the front, we're going to do 29. Now spinning around, we're going to add 3 onto the end, and then we're going to place 2, and then I'm just going to place a brown wall, leave a gap of 2 and another brown wall, and then I'm going to place more blocks for another 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 7, sorry, and then I'm going to place 13 down this side, or 23. If you've done it right, it will just run straight back to the front of the house. I'm trying to work out why I've wrote down 13. So from 2 in from the door frame at the front, we're going to do a row of 3, then we're going to leave a gap of 4, and then we're going to place another row for 11, which will then leave us with a gap of 2, and then placing 1 on the other side. Now guys, don't follow this part, count 5 from the other end of the wall. I have added a bit on the end of the video to show me rectifying the mistake, but obviously if you listen to me now, just count 5 up from the other end and then place your 3. And then you want to leave a gap of 6 and place 3 on the other end. Now stepping into the dining room, we're going to come on the 3rd block in from the door frame. I'm going to place 2. I've jumped across to the garage side because my notes are actually wrote down from that side, and it's 15 from the inside, not including the extra one that you've got to place on the side of the wall. And then from our 15th block, we're going to come out 3, and then we're going to leave another gap of 4. And then we're going to place 2, spin around, and we're going to place 11, leaving us with a gap of 2 at the very end. From our back door on our kitchen side, I'm counting 4 blocks down. I'm going to place 2, and then I'm going to step inside for 2, and then come back out, which will then join on to the end of our dining room wall that's already there. I'm going to go into my garage, and I'm going to go right down to the end, to the inside. From where our door is, literally on the wall, on the part we can see on the inside, the block I'm looking at, we're going to count 15 up. And we're going to place 3 on the 15th block. And then we're going to come across, leave a gap of 2, place 2, and then we're going to leave the gap of 2. and then we're going to count up 4 and place a row of 7, and then we're going to place one just on the inside of that, leave a gap of 2, place one. Now guys, that wall I've just put in, if you place it on the inside of that row and leave the one block sticking out, it will actually be right. Now I will jump back in and show you exactly what I mean now. Now guys, I'm going to jump over to this bathroom wall at the back, and I'm going to knock this out, and I'm going to move it in 1. So I leave the block sticking out on the end, and then I'm going to place one in on our dining room side, and now I'm going to build all of these walls up 5 high. All walls that I don't need windows in, so basically every inside wall, as long as there's not a gap for a door, I'm just going to build them up to 5 high, so I know exactly where I should be with the windows and everything else. The only part I won't build up is literally outside walls, the parts that I know I need. Now I've left that one off. I need to leave a gap of 2 there, purely for when a window goes in, it just adds a frame to it. So any walls that I know I don't need, I'm just going to build up to 5 levels, so I know they're ready for the ceiling, and I know I can fill in with the doors. Basically it takes a lot of hard work out of trying to find walls that I actually need. Now guys, I am sorry about the slowness of this episode. It was real pain trying to jump from one to the other, write down what I needed to, counting blocks. Got confused a couple of times. You notice I put wool in the floor to really try and help me and limit my mistakes, to then not have to mess you guys around. I've done it to the best I can. Like I say, I did make a mistake in the for the dining room. As long as you listened and done it from 5 from the entrance side. I do redo it after this clip. But apart from that guys, I hope you enjoyed. We'll get on to part 2. Trust me, it'll be a lot quicker, because we won't have the hassle of trying to find the footings. They're all there. It's just purely me now needing to put in the windows, stairs, find our second level, which we're already found because we're already 5 up. We will have the hassle in some sort of way for level 2, just for me to find the wall positions for the rooms upstairs. But apart from that, that is part 1. Just basically, we are where we need to be now. Like I say, I am sorry it is a bit slow, but if you want the walls just right, it takes that time just to know exactly where you're supposed to be putting them. So guys, I will catch you shortly with part 2. Part 2 will be a lot quicker, because it's basically just going to be putting in them windows. Once we put in the windows, we're going to put on the ceiling and then move on to floor 2. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and build up around my garage for a quick moment. Reason being is because if I don't have to build it up in the next episode, I know it's all done. It's just a matter of putting in them windows, put on the ceiling, mark out the rooms for the second floor. Obviously the windows will take a little time. Basically I'm not going to go no higher any further out. I'm going to keep it into the first two, just going to build it across. Reason being is because the roof will go on and it will probably come into that part. I can't be quite sure until we get onto it. I'm just going to jump in and rectify my mistake that I was on about earlier with the dining room wall. It was only through doing this video that I realised. I looked at it and thought, my god, that room looks a little bit small. Here we go guys, I'm just going to jump in and fix my wall quickly. Make sure it's in the right place. If you guys didn't notice, this wall, just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's exactly where it should be. Placing 3, leaving a gap of 6, and placing 3 on the other side. I had to do it just to make sure that I had the same interior as you guys. Basically, if I'd done it on video, I knew everyone would be able to see exactly where I've gone wrong. I know that if you had copied me earlier, I did say at the time, just count from the other end, so I'm hoping everyone didn't have to do this part. But apart from that guys, that is the end of this episode, and we will be back very shortly with part 2. Part 2, like I say, will be a lot faster episode because there won't be so much need of trying to find things. It's more of a case of just putting them in. So thanks for watching, and I shall catch you shortly.